JFD, just fair and direct.
Okay, hello and welcome everyone. Welcome to Traders Tea Time with me, Darius Anucauskas, at this new time. So yep, 13:30 GMT time, guys. So yep, it's a bit of a change from the usual 14:15 GMT time. So yep, guys, I hope you're all here. I hope you're gonna join my Traders Tea Time later on in the following days as well, guys. I mean, at this time, this is, like I said, this is the new time that I'm running these videos. So yep, I hope that's gonna be okay and convenient for you guys. But yeah, before we jump into the charts, as always, let's quickly have a read through our risk disclaimer. So the content we produce does not constitute investment advice or investment recommendation, should not be considered as such, and does not in any way constitute an invitation to acquire any financial instrument or product. As always, a few seconds for you to read the rest and we can continue. Okay, so now then, guys, before we jump into the charts, as always, quick mentioning of our JFD YouTube channel, to which you can always subscribe to in order not to miss any of our upcoming videos, and of course our JFD Bank website, and specifically our JFD research page, which we also update on a daily basis. So yep, feel free to visit us here on jfdbank.com and click on the research tab right there on the top. Now then, guys, basically quick update on what's happening here with the market. So the FTSE 100, the first one. This morning I talked about this one, and I was saying that keep your eyes on this short-term upside support line drawn from the low the 1st of December, which in a way could provide decent support. And if it does that, and if we see the price climbing back above the 64 level right here, then this increases the chances for a possible kind of rebound here and a push higher. However, with the upside, if we do see that move with the upside, we'll be very careful near this downside line drawn from the high of the 11th of January, and then we'll take it from there. But at the moment guys, it is a little bit interesting here, I would say, because again, we are having this perfect rebound from this short-term upside support line. So let's see if we can first of all stay above the 64 level today, and if we can, then yes, this increases the chances for FTSE 100 to make its way towards this downside line and this 21-day EMA, and then we'll take it from there. Now jumping into the S&P 500, guys. So with this one here, I mean, you can see it's a beautiful move to the downside last week. The index on Friday dropped below that 3,732 territory and ended up making its way closer to that upside support line drawn from the low of the 23rd of March of last year. However, this morning and today, actually, we're looking at the cash index, and the cash index is bouncing back above this 3,732 territory. Now, of course, this is going to be very interesting to watch. The cash index did come closer to this area here today, this morning, during the early hours of the Asian morning, and yep, it then reversed back to the upside here, and currently, like I said, the cash index is currently balancing above this 3,732 territory. It's currently sitting near the 3,748 level. So let's see how this is going to continue pushing, or will it actually continue pushing higher? It is sitting near this hurdle here, this inside swing low, not far from it. This is the inside swing low of the 28th of January. If we manage to get a push above it, then my next little obstacle is this 21-day EMA, which if gets cleared, well, we could see the bulls jumping back into the action here and driving this index higher. However, of course, let's be very careful. Let's not rush into anything yet, because at the same time, what you should be doing here on this one is, let me just draw this very quickly here. Keep your eyes on this short-term, although tentative, but nevertheless a short-term downside line drawn from the high of the 26th of January. So basically, we're currently sitting just still below this downside line, but if it fails to provide resistance, then yes, of course, more buyers could join in. So at the moment, like I said, we are at a very interesting spot. So let's see if this downside line will continue providing resistance. If so, then yep, we could go for a bit of a nicer test of this this medium-term upside support line drawn from the low of the 23rd of March. So keep your eyes on that one. Now jumping into the dollar index DXY, and look at this beautiful move here. This is what I talked about, guys, and basically. And I kept talking about this downside line drawn from the high of the 23rd of March, which, as you can see, is kind of currently getting tested. So now the big question here is, will we get a nice pop above it? And if we do, then watch the level here, the 91.24 zone. However, if you remember my videos, I said that the more comfortable level for me could come here on the break of the the more comfortable way of examining the upside scenario could come on a break of the 91.75 territory right here, marked by the lowest point of September of last year, and then at the same time the the price actually would be placed above the 100-day EMA here, shown as the green line. So yep, keep your eyes on that one. It's very interesting right now. But of course the main focus right now is on this downside line. Will we get a break? And if we do, will we see that daily candle staying above this downside line? So let's see how this is going to play out. Now silver, of course, taking the spotlight today. Silver is exploding to the upside here, and the most important is that the commodity managed to overcome the highest point of August of last year, and by the way, I think that's the highest point of 2020. That's correct. So it hasn't been these levels since, well, if you need to go back and scroll here into history, guys, and that's kind of going back to 2013. So haven't been at these levels since 2013. Last time we were here around February, mid-February of 2013. So yep, that's where we are right now, guys. So we've managed to overcome this highest point of August of should I say 2020, the highest point of 2020. We managed to overcome it today. However, it was a brief kind of overtake here, and the bears then kind of kicked in and drove this one back below this hurdle, back below this 29.86 level. So now I'm keeping an eye on it. If we get a nice pop above it, then yes, I will aim for some higher levels. But at the moment, it's going to be very interesting to see what's going to happen here, because if we manage to climb again once above this above this 29.86 territory, and we manage to stay above this hurdle, then yes, higher levels could be met. So keep your eyes on that one, guys. At the moment, everything is looking quite positive. So let's see how this is going to play out, guys, because again, there's a lot of speculation again in the market. A lot of let's say big institutions are not very happy with this jump. So keep your eyes on the news. I mean, there's a lot of let's say negativity in relation to retail traders. So yeah, guys, I mean, have a look at the news, and you'll understand what's happening here, basically. So for now, it is how it is. So from the technical side, guys, yes, as I said, if this commodity manages to push again above this 29.86 territory and manages to stay above it today, then yes, higher levels could be met. Now jumping into Ripple, which is also taking center stage. Now, of course, Ripple popped nicely to the upside. The Ripple Labs managed to kind of respond to SEC's accusations, saying that it's false to call Ripple a security. So it's a cryptocurrency. So it's a currency basically. So, yep, there's this kind of battle between Ripple and SEC will continue probably. As you can see, the sharp decline here. So initially the news was taken in a positive way, that the Ripple Labs responded, but again, you see the kind of the reality is kicking in again here. So, and the crypto is drifting back down. Now, from the technical side, of course, let's see if this crypto will remain above this downside line, which it broke here recently. So this downside line is taken from the high of the 24th of November. However, if the price falls, or should I say the rate falls below this downside line, then yes, we will go for the downside again. But if it stays above this if the rate stays above this downside line, then there's a good chance we could see maybe this one reversing back to the upside. Now, jumping into AUD/CHF, here the pair is pushing to the upside, or at least trying to make its way higher from it has rebounded from this upside line drawn from the low the 20th of October. Now all eyes are on this one. I've mentioned this pair before, guys, and I said to you guys to keep an eye on this 0.6833 territory. The rate is trying to climb back up here, so so far it's succeeding in doing that. However, the big question here is, can it push further higher here? But let's not rush into anything yet, because on one hand, yes, it's great that it's making its way back above this key area of resistance, which previously was seen as a support, this 0.6833. Now what you could do here is keep your eyes on this little short-term downside line drawn from the high of the 21st of January, and if that gets cleared, well, I mean, yep, we'll start looking at some higher levels again. But at the moment, we are at a very interesting spot here, so a few confirmation breaks are required before we could, let's say, examine the next short-term directional move. Now, USD/CHF also looking good here. This morning we were still hanging near this hurdle, near the 0.8920 territory. I talked about this, and basically you can see that the pair now managed to pop above this hurdle, above this barrier. And what I was saying to you this morning, guys, when I was covering this pair, that even if it pops above this, yes, we'll aim for some higher levels, but we'll be very careful near this downside line drawn from the high of the 28th of September. You can see that this is where the holdup is currently occurring. In order to get a little bit more excited with higher levels, well, we need that break first. We need to see that push above this downside line and a push above this 0.8983 territory marked by the low here of the 6th of November. And or by the way, actually the lowest point of November of last year. And then, yes, higher levels could be met. But at the moment, guys, yes, we are looking at some positivity here. However, just to be a little bit more on the safe side, a break of this downside line and a push above the 0.8983 territory would be needed. Now, dollar against the Swedish krone, and this is something probably that you don't look at very often. However, it is very, very interesting because, and let me just show you what I'm talking about here. So the pair managed to break this downside line drawn from the high of the 23rd of March, guys. So this downside line got finally broken. It got broken, well, I mean, it started off breaking it last week already, but didn't kind of really push nicely above it. But today we're seeing a stronger move higher. So now basically it's kind of opening the door towards higher levels. So let's see if this can continue pushing further north. For now, yes, that's what I'm going to stick to. I'm going to continue aiming higher. However, for me to get a little bit more excited with further acceleration here to the upside, I would like to see that push above the 8.43 territory. So a nice good pop above that area will confirm a forthcoming higher high, and the next target could be not only this this 100-day EMA here shown as the green line, but also we could start looking at some of these levels here. For example, the 8.585, 586 territory, roughly around here, or slightly above that. We do have this little hurdle, the high of the 16th of November, and that's roughly around this 8.739 level, so approximately around there. However, long story short, guys, still the same kind of game plan remains. We cannot really, let's say, get very excited with the upside scenario until we get that strong pop above this 8.43 territory, so keep your eyes on that one. Jumping into GBP USD very quickly. So if you remember, this morning I talked about this pair, and basically the pair popped nicely, slightly above this hurdle, above this 1.3746. However, as I said to you before, that in order for me to get a little bit more excited with the upside, I need that daily candle staying above this hurdle, above this barrier, in order to kind of get a little bit more excited with the upside. But as you can see, we're having an opposite here, an opposite effect. We're seeing a decline. However, we're still trading above this short-term upside line drawn from the low of the 21st of December. If you want to aim for some higher levels, wait for a push and a daily candle kind of staying above this 1.3746. Here at this point, we were seeing a bit of weakness here. Now the big question here is, will this upside line hold? But even if it fails, still there is a chance for the bulls to jump in somewhere near this 21-day EMA, which currently coincides with the 1.3636 territory. However, if that fails to provide support, and if that gets broken, well, guess what? I mean, we could start looking at some lower areas, guys, here. For example, where the first potential area of support could be near the 1.3520 and even below that. So that's why we are at a very interesting spot right now here. So let's see how all this is going to play out. Now, jumping into EURUSD finally, and this one here, you can see that the pair is drifting lower. This morning I told you that I'm gonna stay neutral. Basically, I'm gonna stay neutral until we get that nice good breakthrough, either on the upside here through this 1.2190 zone, at least above that, or on the downside here, a drop below the 1.2059 area right here. Because that area continued to act as a very nice area of support, but as you can see, it's coming close to this area right now. So let's see if it can do the same trick again. If it can, then yes, we'll have a nice rebound. However, if this time is the lucky one here for this pair, for the bears, then a nice good drop below this, of course, will confirm a forthcoming lower low, and further declines are possible, where our next target is going to be this 100-day EMA here shown as the green line, and or let's say, I should say, or this 1.1925 zone, and then we'll take it from there, guys. So guys, I hope you found it useful. Thank you very much for watching and listening. Again, like I said, this is the new time for the traders' tea time, 13:30 GMT time. So I hope you'll find this time kind of okay and useful, and I hope you'll continue finding these videos useful for your trading. So as always, guys, have a wonderful evening. If you want to catch my video tomorrow morning, my Traders Espresso, that's 7 o'clock in GMT time. For now, guys, have a lovely evening, and I'll see you tomorrow. Thank you very much, and bye-bye.